So one of my main tips for families and my clients when I meet with them is before starting the litigation to consider what the effect of the stress of the case is going to have on you personally. Litigation, especially litigation against a family member, is incredibly emotional for most people. It is very expensive and it is slow. And so before people get involved for a multi-year battle against a family member or a loved one or a trusted friend, they have to consider, do I have the emotional support that I need to allow me to go through this process? And so I have seen people who are involved in lengthy litigation become ill, I think, as a result of the relentless stress that it provides. And so the first question is really, do you have the emotional support to be involved in something highly contentious? Do you have the personality type that can tolerate that kind of contentiousness? And if things don't go the way that you hope that they would, is that something that you can tolerate mentally? Because, litigation is a roller coaster and you go up and sometimes you win and then sometimes you lose on something and then you win again and you lose again and, things go your way and then they don't. That's the nature of being involved in lengthy court proceedings. And so many people find that impossible to tolerate psychologically. The second question is really to think for yourself, can I afford this? So if you start the case, a lawyer can't tell you how much it's going to cost because how much it costs sort of depends on what the other side does. If they do a lot of discovery, if they do a lot of filings with the court and your attorney has to respond, well, that's going to make it very expensive. And so, you have an open-ended question about how much it would cost. And so what you would hate to see happen is that you invest a bunch of money up front and then halfway through the case, you say, you know what, I can't invest any more money in this case. I cannot do it. It's too expensive. And there isn't a resolution. And so then you've spent all this money and you decide, I can't go forward with this anymore. And now what? How do you get out of the case without just sort of throwing away all that money? So that's something people really need to think about is, how much is this case worth to me? How much can I pay to have an attorney work on it, knowing that they are not going to be able to tell me how much it's going to cost?